Cost you nothing to hit that like button, family. Big Chap TV, where you know you gon' see that truth, that now this game so free. He give it a cut, that's how it's gotta be. It's Big Chap TV.
What up, family? Cost you nothing to hit that like button, fam. Rapper hOut. If you don't know his records, got a car nut on my wrist, girl, I'm cashing out. Then he had that other one, she twerk, and he was running, man, you know what I'm saying, in the clubs and in the streets, you know, and one would have never seen what's happening right now coming in between that time. Now, if you don't know, you know, hOut was hit with some pimping charges, prostitution charges, rape charges, all these type different things, battery charges, fam, and he had a slew of different charges. Not only him, but his mother also played parts in what hOut had going on. Now, before we get into details, you know, one would think with these hit records, man, these dudes be up under some deals that be robbing them of their life. You know, it's no way you should have to go back to this type of behavior, you know, with them type of hit records. But we see it's at an all-time high right now. The money in the hip-hop game ain't like it used to be in the early 2000s, fam. The game have changed. The labels, with these 360 deals, I mean, they taking all individuals publishing and all type of things, fam. So when it come to hOut in this situation, you know, he went back to the streets after things didn't go right for him in the hip-hop game. Now, fast forward. We know he been locked up, 4 years with the trial on this situation, fam. The mama found guilty also. And they didn't play with my man. He was making a statement, his last statement in the court, you know, saying how he was lied on by a lot of different victims. And the courts don't care long as the truth aligned with the lie. You feel me? You can add on, take off, long as the truth there. Now, fast forward, they gave my man a life sentence, really 2 life sentences, but they ran the concurrent with the other life sentences plus 70 years, fam. So, homie is out of there. You know, it's no more daylight unless he can get it on appeal and do something different. And I know he really feeling that pain to be, you know, a rap star to go from that to this. Now, I have never seen these people, fam. I've never seen them give nobody this much time behind some pimping, and I can understand the rapes. You know, that's where it come from the most time. But the victims were saying that they was raped by this man, fam. They got on stand saying that they was raped by this man. Now, I don't know if that was a lie. I don't know if they figured they was raped because they was coerced or manipulated and ran game on and they had sex with him, so they calling it rape. But I can't see him just raping, you know, a female just on some rape shit, excuse my language, with all the clout that one might have. I mean, he is hOut, fam, but we know he had done cashed out because the money wasn't like that anymore. Now, when it comes to the mother that was supporting everything that her son had going on, fam, she was supporting all this that he had going on. The influence of a mother and a father, fam, can be a good one or a bad one. And in this case, it was one of the bad ones. Reason why a lot of mothers treat their sons like they brother. You feel me? A lot of fathers do the same thing too. And she supposed to be like, hey son, we can't do it like this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to stop. We got to figure something else out on this music and we need to get it this way. But she was in support of everything that hOut had going on with these females. Now, they saying like he was really pimping on a large scale. That's why the charges coming down like they coming down. A few of the battery charges that he got, he was gorilla pimping. You know what I'm saying? Some of the girls wouldn't listen. He might put their hands on them or slap them or something like that. But it's shocking to see this go down with hOut. I remember being, you know, in the club when his records were coming on, man, and everybody was going crazy. And if you don't got the hip hop hustle, like a Boosie or anybody else, or got, the social media presence. You got to be like a black youngster, like a Boosie. You got to have some comedy in your realness. You feel what I'm saying? And people will still follow you and book you for your shows. If you look at Finesse 2 Times, he on that same route. It be comedy with the realness on his live, and it keep him booked. So a lot of people then transition like Cash Out, fam, when social media hit like it really did. They couldn't figure it out. And one thing about social media, it allow artists to be independent. You don't need a label right now. You know what I'm saying? Like all these streaming services and just you being you, people gonna rock with you. And he had a core following base. You know what I'm saying? He could have did a lot of different things other than what he did, but we always resort back to what we know, right? And I guess that's what he know. That's what he came up in. His mama was with it. You feel me? So he might have grew up watching the pimping. You know what I'm saying? But this done went all the way left for homie. A life sentence plus 70 years, fam. It's over with. Can you imagine having the success that dude have had to go from that to that? That's wild, bro. That's wild. And I didn't expect, I knew, I covered him a few other times, but I didn't expect him to get this much time. I didn't think it was just this serious, but yeah, it was this serious, fam. Like I say, he got 2 life sentences, and one ran concurrent with the other that just made it 1 life sentence. But the 70 years is still there. 70 years is too much. Not yet the life sentence. So we got to come into understanding, fam, of what carries when you commit these crimes. I don't know what his history was like. I don't think he had a bad criminal history like that. But when it comes to the rape charges and the women getting on the stand and they crying, and he was saying that they was doing a lot of lying on him. You know what I'm saying? With his statement that they allowed him to do in the courtroom. But even if individuals lying on you, fam, and there's some truth there, they're going to convict you of the truth, not the lie. And that what looked like what happened to my man. He was shocked, fam. He didn't expect to get this much time. I don't know what the mother's sentencing gonna be, but I know they're not gonna play with her either. Reason why they're not gonna play with her because of the influence that she had over her son, even though he's a grown man. But when your mother playing that game with you, fam, you tend to think it's all right. Like, this my mama. So we tend to think that's cool. But on the other hand, it's a bad situation, fam, and both of them have caught themselves in the web of lies and truth. Is it worth it in the streets today? Is it worth it being in the streets, being a dope boy, pimp, all these type of, because social media have changed the game for the streets. It's only so long that you can get away with things. I mean, you got cameras everywhere, fam. Like, it's real wild out here right now, fam. It's wild. So Cash Out done took his lick. Like I say, it was 2 life sentences. They ran 1 concurrent. It ain't like he can do the first one and plus the 70 years anyway. But man, you in a hell of a situation. You should have thought this out. Because if you got a name like you got a name, it's going to be even worse. A lot of people know you. You can't hide like you usually would. So in this ring that he was doing what he was doing, these girls know he was Cash Out. They knew his records and different things like that. And you think it's love until mad day come. But I will keep y'all updated on situations though, family. But make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm out.